So I finally have some time to make some videos, yay, and I'm just going to Discord answering questions over there and tasks. So if you're interested, you can go to my Discord channel, it's going to be in the description below the video. Check out if you want to. And meanwhile, I'm going to the questions, and I feel like, I answer a lot on text when I can, but I also like to make videos, so here goes the text. Question really. Are there realities outside of the physical reality where people use their spiritual energy, like in Dragon Ball or Hunter x Hunter? And another question was, expanding on this one topic, can beginners also do it? So I think it's a great question, and actually for me, if I was, I don't know, if I didn't have the ability to get out of body or do astral projection, I think it would be one of the better and bigger motivators for me to try to practice it, to get out of body, get these skills where I can control my dreams, where I can do lucid dreaming and stuff like that. Because if you like anime, and for example, this world can be amazing, but some people don't really like this world and they want out. You don't necessarily need to leave the world and never come back. Sometimes you just need to take a little break for a few hours and just be away from everyone and just have a chance to enjoy your life at some point. So if you're into anime, if you're into video games, if you're into movies, TV shows, books, something, if you have read somewhere, seen it, or like heard about it, a reality where there are beings who have superpowers. You can have a Superman, you can have Batman, Spider-Man, you can have Goku from Dragon Ball, Vegeta from Dragon Ball, I don't know, Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Like, find your, movie, anime, game that you really, really love. Find something that you just can't go like, damn, this is the best game I've ever played. This is the best anime I've ever watched. This movie is the best I've ever seen. Something that really gets you going. Something that you're like, I wish I could be there. I wish I could be in that reality. I wish I could play in that world. Something that gets you like fribbing and like, hey, it's a great reason. This is that one. If I could be there, it would be so great. And like, people get really passionate. If we can get our goal, if we can achieve that reality, if we can experience that thing, it would make our life so much better. So much more better. And for me, I think if I didn't have my ability to get out of body, if I was like, oh, I'm limited, but there's this world I could be in. Like I like video games. I like Assassin's Creed series. I like this game. Like I like Death Stranding. Some game that you really really like and you want to be there. It can be Fortnite. Anything you like really. So if you really want to get in that world, it is possible. And all these realities we see in video games, we see in anime, movies, TV shows, books, there are other realities in the multiverse where that plane exists. All of the characters you've seen, all of the characters you've read about, heard about, it's going to be in those realities, and all of them are there. So you can literally get out of body. You can do astral projection. You can achieve the state of lucid dreaming, and you can literally go into that world that you want. You can go into your anime world, into your game world, into your movie world, any world that you choose. If you have at least a little bit control over that, not just dreaming, but be lucid in dreaming, be able to control your dream, be able to get out of body and just have freedom like a god, be able to go into astral projection, like be in astral realms where you can go in other realities, and like it's just amazing. The possibilities there are limitless. And there are realms where you can experience the reality you want. Realities you've seen in games, movies, TVs, and you can literally take over the bodies of a character that you like. You can be your own original character. If you like Dragon Ball series, and like, hey, Goku's awesome, like Gohan, Piccolo, like all these characters, they're awesome, and you really admire them, you like their abilities, and as kids, we seen Videl, and she was like holding her hands and like trying to get this power, and she was able to learn how to fly, and we like bottomed it like oh, if we hold like our hands like this and like work with our energy, we can fly and stuff like that. Like, that didn't work like that. But if it doesn't work on Earth, doesn't mean it's not gonna work anywhere. You can literally go into the Dragon Ball world, and you might be human over there, but you can learn those abilities because in that world, people can fly. So depending on the realm and the reality over there, depending on what kind of rules the realm has, because if you go into your movie world where you have gladiators and stuff, cool, it might be your career, it might be your thing. So anything you see out there, all the movies, all the videos and stuff, it exists, and it's quite a big thing. Because as we creators, like when we see that online in movies and games, we're like, okay, Resident Evil series, or something that you really, really like, something you're reminding yourself. When you like that, we're like, how did they create such masterpiece? How did they thought of that stuff? Avatar, and like all these great movies, all these like masterpieces that you really admire and like. Sometimes we are like, how did they achieve that state? How did they think of something amazing? How did they create this new technology for that, like a movie or something like that? It doesn't necessarily mean that they are creating it. We know that we have Akashic records. And you can imagine like your trackers as a movie tape. In movie tape, we have tons of frames, and there's gonna be like shown and spinning and like like old movie tapes, right? So in these places, you can see like one tape, meaning one life, and you have billions of these frames, billions of lives that you lived, billions of realities you've experienced, tons of things that you got into, like tons of things that you learned and knew, and this whole information is there. There are realities where you are not human. There are realities where you're a cat, where you're not a watermelon, where you are a planet, a galaxy, a multiverse, where you're a bacteria. There are tons of realities where you've had all kinds of life forms and were doing all kinds of things. You were good, you were bad, you were killing, you were having sex, you were having fun, you were loving, you were teaching. Tons of things that you did there that was fun to you. And all these realities that you see, you have the memories of it. So when we're writing a book and we're like writing a fantasy novel or something, we're like we get into the character and we are really relating to it. We're like, this is totally me, and you're writing to it and you start coming up with ideas. But all of a sudden, when the inspiration hits you, it doesn't always mean that you're creating stuff. It'll easily lead you tapping into one of your past lives because you can really, really, really relate to that. You're so into the World War II. You're so into World War One. You're so into a specific event in the life on Earth. You're so into Vikings or some historic Paris, like something that like really drives you. You're really into the fantasy world. You're really into elephants and dwarves and orcs and stuff like that. There were realms where you were there for thousands of years and you loved it, you enjoyed it, but you decided to move on and like try something new. And now you're stuck on Earth, millions and billions of years later. But it doesn't mean that you cannot be there anymore. Like, we have abilities. So, like, when we tap into these creations, like, we tap into our memory and we can write about it without realizing that it's our past life. And we're writing and like, yeah, the story is great, and this whole Matrix things, there are realities where that thing happened. There are Matrix realities, and like, we're in one as well. But like, you have the ability to tap into your past lives, and as well as, go to your future, go into the like, all presence, like, there are tons of realities and things you can experience. And if you think like anime world, movie world, game world, tons of possibilities. You can take a character that you want and be that, have all the superpowers, and work and like really level up. You like leveling up, you like becoming Super Saiyan, you like having all the superpowers. You have to train over there in that world. You get a new kind of character and you can choose, okay, am I going to be a human, and I'm going to be a Saiyan, am I going to be from Namek, and you choose what kind of universe are you from and how are you going to engage. But there are realities when you can be all that. And you can choose yourself as an original Saiyan race class warrior, and you can literally level up and become strong and become a Saiyan and go through levels, Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, you become a Magen, tons of things that you can do and experience in that kind of reality that you love and admire. So, possibilities are endless. And for those who are stuck here on world and oh, this plane sucks, I just want to get out, I just want to take a break for a few hours, I just want to be in that plane, you can do that. If you learn how to get out of body, if you learn how to do astral projection, if you learn how to control your dreams and become lucid, you have all the abilities to reach that. And the good news is, you don't need to be someone special, you don't need to be me or anyone else, be yourself. You have all the abilities in the world to reach that result and to get there. You don't need some special pill or anything else. You don't need no talent. Anyone can do that if they practice. If you have a reason why you want to go there and why you want to achieve that, if you want something really hard and you make a decision that no matter what you're gonna get there, the whole universe conspires to help you with that. And that's the great thing. Once you decide something scary, just sound, sorry about that. But anyway, damn it, I should have edited this part out. But coming back to the place, once you are really into something and you finally think of what you want to do and you make a decision and you're very clear on what you want, you get into why you're going to do it and why you're going to achieve it, and you go fully into that, and you can do it. And there are tons of ways to achieve that world. I'm teaching others, I'm just sharing tips on how I achieved that and what helped me. But there are tons of things that you can do during the day. Keeping a dream journal, adjusting your diet to what's best for you that will raise your vibration, drinking more water, eating more oranges, having more vitamin B6, or taking nootropics like ZXR, tons of things like that. Simple daily things. You can literally have, you're trying to have your OBE and dream journal, so writing off your memories, everything you remember, but also in your bedroom where you sleep, choose an item that you will see every time you're gonna wake up. Choose an item that, when you see, you tell yourself, every time I wake up and I see that item, I'm gonna remember my dreams. I'm gonna remember anything that happened when I was asleep. And You're telling yourself that, and first night nothing happens, second night nothing happens, but you keep repeating yourself that like every time you're gonna see it, every time you wake up and you see it, you will have the memory. Eventually it becomes a habit, and now it becomes a command. You taught yourself that this item will bring you the awareness and bring you the memory. So now you wake up and you just accidentally like oh okay, and you look at that item, and boom, the memory comes back, and you start remembering your dreams, your UBEs, like because you can be getting out of body, but if you don't remember it, it's as good as not getting out. So you need the memory as well. So all that being said, anyone can get out of body. Anyone can do the astral projection. Anyone can learn how to do lucid dreaming. It's just part of the practice. If you have the decision and you know why you want to get out, why you want to achieve that state, it's all just practice. Consistency every day, trying to get yourself out there. You can do it. Anyone can do it. And if we just train ourselves, possibilities are there. So, that's going to be great. I think like I'm lost between like my weird face, because I'm like I could just leave my face like that, but I keep scratching myself, and I'm like I'm making a video and I'm like, oh shit. Anyway, sorry about that. But more water. Like I'm drinking like a bottle a day, and that's good for me. Tons of things you can do and realities you can visit, and for me just like amazing because there are no limits there. So if you have a goal and you just keep practicing, don't give up on the first night. Of course, there's nothing's gonna happen unless you like really practice, and like some people are winning. There are techniques like some people are doing like removing entities. So there are some entities that they're gonna hold you back from getting out of body because they don't really want you to be out there. There will be some entities that will like create voices and thoughts in your head and feeling states. So if you're able to get rid of them, awesome. It's gonna help you out. If you have any agreements that you cannot get out of body, you have no memory, your memory is foggy as can be, and you can have tons of agreements in your life about your getting out of body, your astral projection, your dreams and stuff like that. If you remove those agreements, you will have freedom. I know cases where people try to do like soul contract revocation regarding their out of body issues, and one session they went to sleep, like they went to bed and they were like doing the session on themselves before falling asleep, and they did that, and like they fell asleep during the process, but they had newbie right away. So try it out. Like try like finding your limiting beliefs, your fears regarding getting out. Like, oh, I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not being able to get back to my body. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. And tons of fears that can hold you back. So for me, it's like, just find your fears, find what's holding you back, find your patterns and things that you are not doing, trying to change that, do something to get out of body, like tons of techniques. In my previous videos, you can like find a lot about them, and also like try out my Discord. I share a lot about these topics. So hopefully you will find an answer somewhere there, and like, hey, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. So thank you, and I'll see you next video.